Hello, you bored humans pretending that watching this video counts as cardio. If you stay till the end, you'll realize you survived the exact same horror movie I did. Day 1 at the gym. You walk in and every machine looks less like fitness equipment and more like medieval torture redesigned by NASA. There's a treadmill blinking like a cockpit, a cable thing that could launch a satellite, and a bench that whispers, "Lie down if you dare." A trainer smiles, "We'll start light, that's how kidnappers talk." He points to a bar with no plates and my ego says, "Easy." I lift it and discover gravity has a personal vendetta. Meanwhile, 5 minutes in, delusion kicks in. I glance at the mirror, flex once, and think, wow, am I shredded? Then my arm shakes like a chihuahua in a snowstorm. And you know that smell? Pre-workout plus protein powder plus regret. The music is yelling, "You can do it," while my body whispers, "You absolutely cannot." Welcome to the sci-fi torture spa, where hope goes to spot me and leaves early. I didn't join the gym because I love fitness. I joined because my mirror staged an intervention. It said, "Buddy, this filter can't save you anymore." You ever have that moment where your favorite jeans become a time capsule from a past life? I pulled mine up to the knees and they filed a restraining order. So I signed a membership like a responsible adult, which is Latin for "I will pay for a service I avoid." Walking into the gym felt like trespassing on a superhero headquarters. Everyone glides like a Marvel montage. I look like the before photo in a drug commercial. The room hums with treadmills, clanks with iron, and every third person drinks from a jug the size of a toddler. I tried to blend in. I nodded at a guy benching a minivan. He nodded back the way paramedics nod before they wheel you out. The trainer introduced himself in that cheerful, trauma therapist tone. "We'll just assess your baseline." My baseline? "Sir, my baseline is sitting." He asked, "Any injuries?" I said, "Only emotional." We start on the treadmill, which I treat like a suspicious animal. I hit a button, it roars alive, and I run like I'm late for a flight and also on fire. Within 30 seconds, I'm bargaining with multiple religions. That's when I notice all the archetypes around me, people who are clearly on their first day too, but performing like they're auditioning for gym. The musical, the room turns into a safari of beginners. I realize I'm not alone. I'm just equally confused, equally optimistic, and equally close to throwing up in a very polite way. Every gym is a wildlife documentary on beginner behavior. Let me introduce the species you'll meet on day 1. First up, the lost tourist. This person wanders from machine to machine like it's a museum of pain. They read the tiny diagram, rotate their body 90 degrees, sit backward, and successfully activate muscles doctors haven't named yet. They always mouth, "Oh," like the machine just told a secret. Then we have the overconfident guy. He rolls his sleeves, checks the mirror, and announces to no one. Light work. He picks up dumbbells that require a forklift license and immediately sounds like a vacuum choking on a Lego. But he won't stop. Because pain is temporary and humiliation is forever, especially on the security footage. Say hello to the social media documentarian. Tripod out, ring light on, captions ready, day 1 becoming a beast. He does 2 curls, whispers locked in, and spends 10 minutes editing a thumbnail with flames. I ask how the workout is going. He says, "We're at 80% retention rate at minute 2. Bro, your heart rate is lower than your click-through." Over there is the PT victim. They pay for a personal trainer who speaks in haikus of pain, chest up, core tight. One more. Their soul exits the body around rep 3, but the trainer smiles, writing hieroglyphs on a clipboard like, "Yes, yes." The sacrifice pleases the iron gods. Don't forget the gear maximalist. Compression sleeves, knee wraps, wrist straps, belt, chalk, shoes with wings looking like Batman's chiropractor. They spend 20 minutes suiting up to pick up a kettlebell that weighs less than their cane. Next, the Met real estate agent. They unfurl a yoga mat with the confidence of a landlord and annex an entire province. Foam roller to blocks, a strap, and a water bottle the size of a small moon. They do one stretch and spend the next 5 minutes negotiating a peace treaty with their hamstring. Ah yes, the instruction reader. They stand by the wall poster titled proper form, nodding like a surgeon, then walk to the machine and perform an interpretive dance only visible to ghosts. We also have the machine whisperer me. I press buttons like I'm trying to hack the Pentagon. The elliptical starts moving and I panic moonwalk off like it's haunted. Finally, the protein philosopher. He sits between sets reflecting on life's meaning, sips a neon drink, and declares, "Protein is a mindset, sir. My mindset is pudding." By the end of lap 1 around the gym, I've identified everyone and also none of us. Because here's the twist. On your first day, you are all of them. You're the tourist, the documentarian, the maximalist, the whisperer, and the victim all packed into one trembling, optimistic, pre-crammed body. And that realization? That's when the real chaos begins. Here's where my identities collided. The trainer goes, "Let's squat." I say, "Cool, what are those?" 5 seconds later, I'm in a position archaeologists will discover and mislabel as a worship ritual. He says, "Chest up, knees out, core tight." I say, "I only have one core and it's quitting." "Grab the 10-pounders, he adds. I grab them, descend 2 inches, and my soul files for divorce with full custody of my dignity. I pop back up to fast, black out for half a second, and accidentally salute the ceiling fan like it just won a medal. We move to bench. He says, "Just the bar." I insist, "Add a little weight so it looks real." He shrugs, adds the baby plates, and I suddenly meet God for exactly 0.5 seconds. The bar returns to the rack. So do my ambitions. Then I try the rower. Now, rowing is simple. Legs, core, arms repeat. I do arms, neck, panic repeat. The handle yanks me forward like I owe it money. The trainer says, "Breathe." I say, "I did." Once, in a heroic attempt to save face, I wander to the mirror for a quick flex. There's a pump, a micro pump. I squint, turn the lighting, suck in everything. Wow. Is that a shoulder? It's not. It's hope. I decide to end strong on the treadmill. I press quick start and it politely catapults me into a sprint. I run like a gazelle who forgot her inhaler, whispering motivational quotes to my kneecaps. Believe in miracles. When I finally hit stop, I stand triumphantly and my legs leave the chat. I'm sweaty, proud, and spiritually deceased. That's when the trainer says, "Great warm up." Warm up? Sir, I just lived a full, meaningful life. 5 minutes later, I'm lying flat on the gym floor, staring at the ceiling tiles like they're constellations of regret. The trainer leans down with that concerned therapist smile. "You did great for your first session." I wheeze. "Oh, that was just the warm-up." He nods. I whisper, "Then bury me here." I drag myself to the locker room, legs shaking, vision fading, dignity on life support. My phone buzzes, a text from a friend. "How was the gym?" I type, "It was beautiful. Tell my family I love them." Then the next morning hits. I try to get out of bed. My body says no. I sneeze and see colors that aren't in the visible spectrum. Even brushing my teeth feels like CrossFit for the jaw. I Google how to cancel gym membership politely. Google says, "Again?" But you know what's insane? I went back. Yeah, because humans forget pain faster than Wi-Fi passwords. Day 2, I strutted in like I owned the place, and immediately tripped over a yoga mat. Now, everything felt familiar, same machines, same smell of protein farts and ambition, but somehow worse. Because this time, my body remembered trauma. Every step was a sequel nobody asked for. I start stretching. My hamstrings laugh. My quads file for union protection. The trainer waves back again. I nod proudly like a war veteran with PTSD. The overconfident guy from day 1? He's walking funny now like a cowboy, who just discovered emotions. The social media influencer is still filming, but now it's day 2. Recovery vlog. His thumbnail says no pain, no gain while he's literally crying. The PT victim is in the corner staring into the void, whispering. He said just one more rep, and then there's the comeback enthusiast. That's me now. I'm telling everyone yesterday was rough, but today I'm locked in. 5 minutes later, I'm locked out of oxygen. I try a new machine to prove I've evolved. Big mistake. It's the cable crossover 2 metal arms that look like they could perform open heart surgery. I grab a handle, pull, and nearly launch myself into orbit. The woman next to me gasps, "Are you okay?" I reply, "Yeah, just testing gravity still works." By day 3, I've stopped pretending to know anything. I've also stopped moving voluntarily. I walk into the gym like it's jury duty. My trainer claps, "Back again." I mutter, "Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome." Day 4, I see the same newbies I saw my first day, but now I'm the veteran. One guy's looking at the treadmill like it's a spaceship. I walk by and say, "Start with the quick death button." He laughs. I laugh, he presses it. Then we both cry. Soon I start recognizing the patterns, the beginner life cycle. Stage 1, excitement. Stage 2, pain. Stage 3, acceptance. Stage 4, buying overpriced protein that tastes like drywall. Stage 5, pretending it's a lifestyle. I've reached stage 5. I start giving unsolicited advice. It's all about consistency, bro. I've been here for times. Calm down, Aristotle. Then, one magical day, I actually finish a full workout without dying. I leave the gym high on endorphins, ready to conquer life. I'm strutting through the parking lot, music blasting, feeling like The Rock until I try to get in my car and my legs give out. So I crawl in, like a hero, a sweaty, shaking, overconfident hero. And as I sit there, sipping my chalk-flavored protein, I think maybe I'm finally getting stronger. Then I sneeze and everything resets. By week 2, I finally figured out that the spaceship control panel I kept staring at wasn't some alien tech, it was just a leg press. Yeah, I'd been orbiting that thing like an astronaut too scared to dock. I remember the first time I dared to use it. I loaded one plate on each side like a responsible adult, sat down and thought, this is it, my redemption arc. Then I pushed hand my knees, started sending Morse code for help. The trainer walked by, smiled, and said, "Nice form, sir." I was literally praying. He asked, "You feeling stronger?" I said, "Physically, no. Emotionally, also no. Even the treadmill and I have a relationship now. It beeps." I whisper back, "Don't hurt me." We've reached that stage of mutual trauma bonding, and you know that mirror I flexed in on day 1? I still flex there. Nothing's changed except now I do it confidently. I know I look the same, but now I've earned it. Because confidence is just experience disguised as denial. I'm not fitter, but I am wiser. I know the secret now. Gym progress isn't measured in muscle, it's measured in how fast you can hide your pain when someone says, "How's the grind?" So yeah, the gym didn't exactly change my body, but it changed my personality. I went from optimistic to hopeless to heroic in under a week. I thought I'd get ABS. Instead, I learned how to crawl downstairs gracefully. Now when people ask, "Do you work out?" I say emotionally, yes, because the real workout is fighting your pride, your soreness, and that one protein shake that tastes like drywall mixed with broken dreams. But here's the truth. If you've ever gone to the gym for the first time, we've all been there. Confused, overconfident, dying inside but still pretending we're in a Nike commercial. So to everyone still struggling with their first day, congrats. You're not weak. You're just beautifully human. And if you stayed till now, good news. You've just burned more calories laughing than I did at the gym. See you next session, same gym, same pain, same delusion.